All right, everybody, welcome back. Now, we'd like to really get into the details here. So today we are taking a deep dive into Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
That's right. And specifically,
Specifically, it's businesses.
businesses, exactly.
Businesses of the future.
Yeah. So we've got this really cool report called Top 10 Edinburgh Businesses to Watch in 2025, A Vision for Growth and Global Impact. And get this list isn't just your typical stuffy finance companies.
Definitely not. It's a real mix. A really fascinating snapshot, I think, of just how diverse Edinburgh's economy is becoming.
Yeah.
And how it's adapting to a future that's very much focused on
Innovation.
innovation, sustainability, and a global outlook.
All right, so let's kick things off with a couple of names that might sound familiar, especially if you're into finance. We're talking about the NatWest Group.
Huge. Edinburgh, formerly Standard Life Aberdeen.
Yeah, these guys are practically like Edinburgh institutions at this point.
Institutions, yeah.
But in a world that's, constantly changing, especially in the financial sector, how are they keeping up? What are they doing to stay ahead of the curve?
Well, they're both making significant moves beyond, I would say, traditional finance.
Yeah.
NatWest, for instance, has committed to providing, get this, $100 billion in climate and sustainable funding by 2025.
Wow.
So this is a huge statement, and it's going to have a ripple effect. It's not just about the money. It's about supporting all those businesses that are trying to make the transition to a low-carbon economy,
Right.
which is...
That's huge.
It is.
Okay, so Brondian, what's their game plan?
They're all about digital innovation and ESG investments.
ESG.
Yeah, environmental, social, and governance factors, which are becoming super important for investors nowadays. They're even using AI now to help clients make those smarter investment decisions, which I think is really interesting. But of course, transitioning to a more tech-driven model always comes with its own challenges, right? So it'll be fascinating to see how they navigate those.
It seems like Edinburgh's whole financial sector is going through this really future-focused transformation. And thinking of forward thinking, we can't leave out Baillie Gifford, another global investment powerhouse with roots right here in Edinburgh. They're really known for their long-term investment approach, right?
Exactly. Long-term vision. They excel at identifying companies that have huge growth potential, and they're not afraid to take a few risks along the way. A big chunk of their portfolio is actually dedicated to, all those global tech startups and all these renewable energy ventures. And this actually aligns perfectly with what experts are saying about Edinburgh. They're predicting that it will become a real hub for those exact sectors.
I'm sensing a theme here. Innovation and sustainability seem to be Edinburgh's, secret ingredients, if you will, for success. Okay, this next one threw me for a loop. We're jumping from investment giants to, wait for it, travel and entertainment.
Right. And we're not talking about just any travel company. We're talking about Skyscanner.
Skyscanner.
A name that I think we're all pretty familiar with, right?
Yeah.
They've actually been using AI for a while now to really improve travel searches, and they're continuing to sort of push the boundaries of what's possible in that field. But the real surprise, I think, is FanDuel.
FanDuel. That one really surprised me.
The fantasy sports and online betting platform.
Yeah, I know.
Huge.
When I first saw that name pop up on the list, I was like, hold on a minute. That company's based in Edinburgh. It just goes to show how much is going on in this city, how diverse its business landscape really is.
Absolutely. And FanDuel is such a success story, dominating the U.S. market, and they're showing everyone that they can really diversify their entertainment offerings in really interesting ways.
Okay, time to switch gears completely. We have the Edinburgh International Festival on this list. And it's not just about the culture, is it?
No, it's an economic powerhouse. This festival draws in tourists from all over the world. That means money for local businesses, new jobs, and they're also looking to expand their global partnerships, which would just further strengthen Edinburgh's position as a cultural hub.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible to see how seemingly separate things, like the arts and the economy, can be so interconnected,
Absolutely.
And speaking of connections, we've got Edinburgh Innovations. They're all about bridging that gap between research and real-world applications. Can you tell us a bit more about them?
Yeah, absolutely. So Edinburgh Innovations is actually the commercialization arm of the University of Edinburgh. Think of them as like a launchpad for innovative startups. They're helping bring those groundbreaking research projects in fields like AI, biotech, data science, all those things, and bringing it to the market.
Wow.
So this kind of connection between academia and business, it's vital for creating a sustainable innovation ecosystem.
Yeah, it's almost like they're planting the seeds for future success.
Yeah.
And speaking of building for the future, Cala Homes made the list. They're known for their focus on sustainable housing. This seems to be like a growing trend in many places, right?
Absolutely. Huge demand for eco-friendly housing. People want to be environmentally conscious. And Cala Homes is really catering to that demand.
Okay. Now, for something I think we all can get behind, a little taste of Edinburgh, we have Edinburgh Gin on the list.
Cheers to that. They deserve it. They've built a really strong brand with a focus on innovation.
Innovation in gin.
Oh, yeah. They have this thing, it's like a gin library. You can create your own custom blend.
Really?
Yeah, and they're expanding internationally, so you might see that Edinburgh flavor pop up all over the world.
Last but not least, we have Intelligent Growth Solutions, also known as IGS. They're doing something pretty amazing, right?
They are leaders in vertical farming technology. It's such an innovative approach to food production, and it's scalable and sustainable. Think about it. Fresh produce grown right there in Edinburgh, and it uses way less water and land than traditional farming.
Right.
Could be a real game changer when it comes to global food security.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of different businesses across all kinds of industries. And if we step back and look at this big picture, what do we see? I think the common thread is pretty clear. A commitment to sustainability, cutting-edge innovation, and a global outlook.
Yeah.
That's what makes Edinburgh's business landscape so exciting. It's diverse, it's innovative, and it's ready to tackle whatever the future throws its way.
And that makes Edinburgh a really attractive place for investors. There's so much potential here. It's definitely a city to watch in the coming years.
So here's a question for all of you listening out there. If you could put your money on just one of these Edinburgh businesses, which one would you choose and why? Let us know your picks because we've only scratched the surface here. We encourage you to keep digging into these companies and explore what the future holds for Edinburgh's dynamic business scene. Until next time, keep exploring.